Hello YouTube and welcome back to another one of my videos. In this video, a bit of a simple one really. World of Tanks had an interesting update, and I say interesting because it only really relates to 4 tanks in the game, 2 of which are expensive premiums. So the first thing I'd like to mention is that there is a new World War II co-op mode where you can play with your buddies and a couple of other people against the computer. They did this with the Cold War game mode, and it is now moved to World War II. This is great for players who like super heavy tanks, because out of the couple of games I've played, none of the AI are artillery tanks, which is amazing for super heavies like the Mouse and the Japanese super heavy line as well. So that is good. However, there are some downsides to it. You don't get as much money or XP from these battles because, well, it's easier. You're up against computers, not real players. So yeah, so I like the game mode personally because it means I can play my Mouse a lot more without having the risk of being destroyed by artillery every single game. And yeah, so that's the co-op mode update. The second thing that's happened is the armor layout for World War II vehicles has finally been fixed. Before it was both World War II and Cold War vehicles were connected, so the armor layout was really thin on World War II tanks, and Cold War tanks obviously had a lot more armor, going up to about 600mm. However, this caused issues for players like me who are, well, colorblind, and they can't see the difference between blue and light blue. So really big fix now. So the Mouse is no longer yellow and green, it is now red, like it should be. So yeah, that's a good thing for me. And the third thing that I've noticed, there are now 4 tanks in the game currently. I scrolled through pretty much every single tank I thought of, but I couldn't find any others. There are 4 tanks that have secondary guns in World War II game mode, and no, they're not ATGMs or anti-tank guided missiles, for those who are unaware of what that means. They are cannons, proper cannons that shoot secondary shells that can cause damage, and that's what I found out on my first match with the Mouse. If you hold X, you can swap between on the Mouse especially, you have a 12.8cm gun. Hold X and you can swap to your 7.5 centimeter gun. It obviously doesn't pen that much. The gun on the Mouse can only pen 100mm on average, and there are some bugs with it, as you can see from this clip. Here it can sometimes go through the tank, so there are some glitches, and obviously not the best gun against tier 10 heavies, but as you'll see later on, I do manage to pen an E75 through somewhere in the lower hull, so they can be useful. It's just not entirely ethical. There are currently 4 tanks with this extra gun in place. One is the Mouse with the 7.5cm, as I mentioned. Second is the E100. Very difficult to see where this gun is, but it's right on top of the turret, just above the main gun. And the other 2 are premium tanks, and they are both versions of the premium KV-4, and they are pretty much the same tank, and they've got the same secondary gun as well. So I just found this quite interesting because I never thought they would add them. However, I do want them to expand on this, because I did go through other tanks to see which ones had this feature, and I went through the main ones I could think of, such as the Churchill one with the main secondary gun in the hull. The same with the Japanese medium and a few others, but unfortunately they are a no-go. It is only for ones which have the secondary gun in the turret at the moment. Does this mean that Wargaming are planning to add the Russian heavy line in console games as well? Maybe. You never know, because with this new feature they have the ability to add the Russian heavy tank line on PC, which have a secondary gun in the turret. However, this might cause some issues with players, I'm not sure. It's a very mixed reaction to those tanks on PC. So, in my opinion, I'd love that, because I'm struggling on the Russian heavy line. And yeah, it would just be quite interesting to see. So, that's my thoughts on the new update. I really love it. The season pass and stuff, man, not really the biggest fan still. But yeah, I find it all really interesting, and if you want to try this out yourself, play World of Tanks on console. Free to play on PlayStation, Xbox, PC, and other versions like the Nintendo Switch and iPhone and Android. I enjoy the game. I wonder if you do as well. So give it a shot. This game can have some great improvements, it's just if they will do those improvements. They are heading in the right direction at the moment, we just want them to expand on it as well. So there you go, that's the new update on World of Tanks. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe, it would be much appreciated. We are stuck on 362 subscribers for a couple of months now, and it's bugging me. Please get us past the 400 subscriber mile, that'll be amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching, and good luck on the battlefield.